Another popular presentation technique involves adding a vignette to an image that's sitting on a plain background. You can do this in a range of different ways. I think the simplest way would be to select the dodge and burn tool, make sure the exposure is fairly high, increase the size of the brush using the right brackets, and then just brush in over the areas that you wish to darken, and you'll see those parts of the image darken and provide a vignetting effect. Now this is more of a free form or hand-drawn effect, and one of the problems with working this way is that we're actually changing the original image in order to do this, so it's a destructive technique. So let's look at how we can do this non-destructively as well. So we'll go back to the original picture, so just click File, Revert to go back to the saved picture. If you want to work in a free-form way, we'll then add in an extra layer, call this layer Dodge and Burn, and just change the layer mode to Soft Light. Instead of using the burn-in tool then, we'll just use a brush, and we'll select black as our foreground color, and we'll increase our opacity again so that the effect is seen very quickly. Just brush in those corners again, but this time what we're doing is just adding black to a layer that's using a blend mode to change the density around the edge of the image. So we get the same kind of burn-in effect, except that it's sitting on a separate layer, and we can always turn it off again later, meaning that it's non-destructive. So that's one way of working. So let's look at another way of creating the effect that'll give us a more regular or formal appearance to the vignette. Something more even. We'll go up and select the elliptical marquee tool and draw around the main subject area, which in this case is the dog. We'll feather that selection so that the edge isn't sharp. So we'll go up to Select and down to Modify. Keep in mind that feather has been moved to the Modify menu in CS3, and we'll add in a large radius like 100 pixels. The size of the radius will depend a lot on the number of pixels you have in the image in the first place though. Then we'll invert this selection so that only the background is now selected and not the dog itself. Now with the selection still active, what we're going to do is jump in and grab the levels control, and notice what happens, and you'll see it straight away in the layers palette. You'll see that we have a thumbnail mask with the selection area that we actually had drawn over the picture already in place. So now when I click and drag the midpoint, I'll be able to darken the edges of my image according to working through that mask. I can also make it completely black if I wish, using the black point slider, or adjust the contrast as well by dragging in both the black and the white point sliders. So it'll give you something that's a little more regular, and also give you the ability to double click on the thumbnail and make adjustments to the density of that vignetting effect later on as well.